Now, remember the banana duct tape to the wall art piece that created a buzz and fueled a heated debate of what's considered art? Well, to creator Maurizio Cattelan's defense, I think if people are talking about it, then he has done his part. And also especially when someone's willing to pay $120,000 for it. Now, here in Beijing, you can witness a banana that prompted all that commotion at the capital's UCCA Center for Contemporary Art. Along with other satirical artworks, Cattelan's first solo exhibition called The Last Judgment is in full swing. Our reporter Shen Li delves into his world to try to make sense of it all.
A journey inside the mind and the vision of perhaps the best-known Italian artist of the modern era. Maurizio Cattelan, The Last Judgment features 29 works of installation, sculpture, and performance works, inviting visitors to plunge into his artistic universe and discover how the artist observes contemporary society, pop culture, and stereotypes of his birthplace. The exhibition is an overview of the artist's more than 3 decades of provocative, mocking, and often prankish artistic output. As it's set in an open space, you can move freely to pause and reflect on the artist's vision and philosophy.
The name is borrowed from the fresco, and we emphasize on the word judgment here in our show to really stress the tension between the active choice of judging and the passive condition of being judged. We have a lot of space here, so the viewers could really just go at their own pace to see each of the works from various angles and perspectives and to reflect on what they see. They could be the judges and decide for themselves whether the artist should be sent to heaven or to hell. Also, I think it's very interesting in a way that as we're judging the artist, he has his standings judging us from above. If you look up along the central axis of our exhibition hall, you see all these pigeons. They're called kids, and they're looking down at the viewers.
The centerpiece, the conceptual work of the banana, was first presented at Art Basel Miami Beach in 2019. The simple composition has inspired numerous memes on the internet, and also discussion on what art really is and the value of art.
之前是有听说过，因为它价值12万美金，大家就觉得。
I've heard of the famous duct-taped banana because it's worth of $120,000. And when I get to see it in person and see the reactions from the public, it just dawned on me why he created this piece and named it The Comedian.
You know, the comedian really reminds me of Marcel Duchamp, the famed progenitor of the ready-made art, because he was credited as the first to put a non-art object into an art gallery and call it art. And Cattelan's banana is definitely part of that tradition.
So it's basically whether you love it or hate it, whether you think it's art or just a prank. However, it makes you stop and think, what is art really? What could art be, and how would other artists go from there? The waves of discussions about the access of the art market, the true value of art, and the system of the art world are what really makes this work so special and so important in art history. And I think it's arguably the most iconic artwork of our time.
The most famous artist after Caravaggio coming out of Italy. He understood long time before the social media that art need to function remotely. Cattelan is an artist and a communicator, a provocateur, a prankster, but he talks always about issues that belong to the individual.
Maurizio Cattelan is a master of playing with scales and creating illusions. Many of his works invite the audience to enter another dimension and see the world in a different perspective. Sometimes it's a mini elevator that functions like a normal scale one, and other times it's a larger-than-life skeleton sculpture.
A lot of people assume it's a dinosaur skeleton, but as they're getting closer and closer, they may realize it's actually a giant hissing cat. So Cattelan always likes to play with scale, and by changing the sizes of objects and animals, he creates a very surreal experience and transports the viewers to another reality. It's not about making the cat bigger per se, it's more about making the viewers feel small. So if we were to stand in front of Felix, we may feel like the rats being preyed upon.
Visitors can also expect pop-up sessions with the performer posing as Picasso and taking selfies with viewers, which reminds us that art is at risk of becoming mere entertainment. Cattelan's poignant question of pop culture and society is palpable throughout the exhibition, and the Last Judgment still goes on. Shen Li, CGTN.